It's on euthanasia. Yeah, so this is a deliberate intervention in a person's medical trajectory to alleviate pain and must be provided by a licensed medical service provider. So basically, if you're going through so much pain and you have a condition, a medical condition, and you feel like it's not working out, I cannot hold any further, I just want out. Well, euthanasia is providing that opportunity to actually die painlessly. Yes, without going through any pain, but this has got to be handled by a licensed medical service provider. So I tell you what's happening right now on X is that people are discussing it. All right. And I'm super surprised that a majority are feeling like this is something that should be a basic right. It should be provided. As a matter of fact, it should not be illegal. What's the story stemming off of? It's a story of a 28-year-old, right, who was featured yesterday on NTV. He's been it's a story of a Kenyan man who has lived with sickle cell anemia for 28 years now. I'm not too sure about his age, but he's had this condition for 28 years. And now he's confidently said that I want doctors to assist me to die because of the pain that he has been going through. Now, which is leading to that question, I want to ask you, do you think this is an option? Would you resort to this? Yes, you have a family member who has been sick. Yeah, I also saw a video on nation.africa of a man who said there's a family that had, their father, yes, who was in a coma for so many years. And they kept insisting, please just allow us to switch off this particular machine because amekuwa kwa coma, we don't see any hope, so it's best if you just let them go. Is it something that you think you see yourself ever consenting to if you're put in that particular situation? Now, here's what you need to know more about this particular, process. Not a process, but a medical, how should I call it? How should I put it? It's not a condition, but let me break it down for you. There's three things. There's voluntary euthanasia, all right, which is the deliberate ending of one's life at their request and is legal in a growing number of nations, not in Africa. Euthanasia is not in Africa at all, not even in Kenya. Number two, there is non-voluntary euthanasia. It arises when a patient is unable to provide consent, which is what I was telling you about this family that had their dad in a coma for so many years, all right? And the doctors just kept on insisting and advising that they just switch off the machine because they were not seeing any hope. There were no miracles that were likely going to happen. This person is not going to come back. They've, and the doctors, they're experts. They've seen the insides, the outsides, and they're like, I don't think, unless a miracle happens, and which is very unlikely, this person is not going to make it out alive. And then finally, there is involuntary euthanasia, which is conducted without the patient's consent or contrary to their wishes. The most common, of course, form is the carrying out of the death, or rather, the most common form is the carrying out of the death sentence. All right. Yes. So that's all you need to know about it. And one thing you should put up at the back of your head is that it's not legal in our country. So if you're put in that particular position where the doctors who are licensed to do this tell you there's no hope, and I think this is the best thing that we can do, is this something that you are likely going to consent to? I want to hear your thoughts on 0719038963. Hashtag Afro Wednesday at Nation FM KE on X, or find me on Facebook at Nation FM. Yes or no to euthanasia?